Israel-Gaza-Iran War News Live Update. Iran requests nuclear talks amid Middle East crisis. Iran has requested new negotiations to revive a multilateral nuclear agreement amid rising geopolitical tensions and Middle East upheaval. The Iranian mission to the UN shared a statement Monday with Newsweek written to UN Security Council President Jungkook Hwang. In the statement, Iranian Permanent Representative Amir Saeed Iravani criticized recent U.S. and European comments that expressed concern over Tehran's decision to double down on nuclear activities amid Western sanctions since Washington withdrew from the 2015 JCPOA in 2018. Iravani said the JCPOA was not flawless, but it remains the most realistic alternative. Mr. President, let me be clear, pressure, intimidation, menace, and confrontation will fail, Iravani stated. Only serious communication and constructive cooperation can restore the JCPOA. He said Iran would continue to reject nuclear weapons while exercising its natural rights to use nuclear energy for peaceful purposes and unwavering commitment to dialogue and diplomacy. However, Iravani says France, Germany, the UK, and the US have deliberately neglected the underlying basis of the current predicament, that is, first and foremost, the unilateral and illegitimate withdrawal of the US from the JCPOA. China, France, Germany, Russia, the UK, and the European Union signed the landmark JCPOA under then US President Barack Obama and then Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, lifting international sanctions on Iran in exchange for significant nuclear program limits. Trump abandoned the deal and restored economic sanctions against Iran, which reduced its nuclear commitments a year later. After taking office in 2021, U.S. President Joe Biden's government resumed negotiations to fully execute the deal. By 2022, talks broke out, and Iran has proceeded to withdraw from the accord, citing Western signatories' failure to meet JCPOA pledges. Since the Gaza Strip war between Israel and Hamas began last October, Middle East tensions have increased. Washington-Tehran tensions. Iran has supported Hamas and other armed Palestinian organizations as well as the Axis of Resistance militias from Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. Recent Iranian and Israeli warnings and intensifying skirmishes between the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, and Hezbollah have fueled concerns about a regional conflagration. The White House was alarmed when Iranian officials and specialists openly discussed nuclear doctrine modifications during the first direct attacks between Iran and Israel in April. Iranian authorities called the move hasty and unwise and detrimental to diplomacy and collaboration. The U.S. and 19 other nations on the International Atomic Energy Agency's Board of Governors censured Iran earlier this month. A State Department spokesman told Newsweek, "We have always indicated that, ultimately, we consider diplomacy as the best method to achieve a permanent, successful settlement with regards to Iran's nuclear program." Despite Iran's nuclear escalation and IAEA non-cooperation, the official added, "We are far away from anything like that right now, and all alternatives remain on the table." Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has likewise pledged to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons, including by force. On Monday, Iravani underlined Iran's pledge to not acquiring nuclear weapons but again blamed the U.S. and Israel for the regional security crisis. The vast military buildup, aggression, and occupation of the U.S. and its broad transfer of advanced weaponry to our region in past decades and today is another source of regional insecurity and instability, Iravani said. He stated that the U.S. supplies the Israeli regime with more sophisticated bombs to kill more Palestinian women and children and damage more hospitals, schools, mosques, and homes in Gaza. Israel and Hamas have accused one another of targeting civilians in their 9-month battle, but both deny it. Iravani also denied Western accusations that Iran had transferred weapons to Yemen's Ansar Allah, also known as the Houthi movement, for use in the group's unprecedented campaign of strikes on Israel and commercial vessels over the Gaza war and to Russia for use in the Ukraine war. Despite U.S. calls for a more comprehensive agreement to curb Iran's space and missile programs, he said the JCPOA did not cover them. As Iran prepares for an unprecedented presidential election at the end of the week after President Ebrahim Raisi's helicopter crash last month, the JCPOA has again become a controversial political issue. Saeed Jalali, former nuclear negotiator and close aide to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has opposed the JCPOA, while Parliamentary Speaker and former IRGC Commander Mohammad Bagher Kalibaf has supported it. Parliamentarian Masoud Pezeshkian, the only reformist contender among 6 recognized candidates, has picked former Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif, who oversaw JCPOA negotiations, as his foreign policy advisor. Zarif passionately supported Pezeshkian, the JCPOA, and Western engagement in a televised speech last week. Jalali and Kalibaf criticized him for accusing increasingly powerful hardline MPs of obstructing the nuclear deal. In a meeting with top judiciary officials on Saturday, Khamenei urged candidates not to make remarks that might benefit the Islamic Republic's enemies. "We assume all candidates love Iran and the Islamic Republic because they want to be president and serve the people," Khamenei stated. "They should not speak to satisfy the enemy."